This man was also tortured and must live with its devastating after effects.
The police immediately started questioning me about members of the Federation that had gone underground. Many members of the Federation go underground because of the police threats. They used torture to question me. They disrobed me. They took all my clothes off from A to Z, including my underwear. They took my hands and tied them behind my back with a rope and hung me on a hook on the wall. After hanging me, they took steel rods and stuck me on the knees and the ankles. In this manner, they would hang me. When I passed out, they would take me down and hang me up again. When I regained consciousness and questioned me, what could I tell them? I did not know where the underground people were. The three of them have an electrical machine. It's like a battery. It looks like a motorcycle battery. They gave shocks with this. This battery had knobs on it. They attached these to my ears, to my heart, and then to my testicles and gave me electrical shock. Then they sat me down and one man grabbed me from behind my hair. They straightened out my legs. One fellow was pulling me from behind by my hair. Two of them pulled my scrotum apart. As I lost consciousness, they would stop. This is the system they used from June 14th to July 6th, 1988, about 22 to 23 days of torture.
Lord Avery is one of Britain's foremost human rights advocates.
Well, you know, I mean, disappearances started in Latin America. We remember them from Argentina in 1976. And in fact, the phrase desaparecidos was used to describe this phenomenon. It was something that came out of Latin America and you didn't see it anywhere else in the world. But now the technique of making people disappear has been extended to the subcontinent and in particular to India. And I would say that the trouble is with India that because she has a superficially democratic system, she becomes immune from criticism in the international community. But the scale of these disappearances, the scale of the extrajudicial killings, and of the unlawful detentions without trial or without access to lawyer are on a very large scale indeed, and they cannot be allowed, I think, to stand comparison with any other country in the world.
In a small, humble flat in London, just a stone's throw from Buckingham Palace, an aging leader in exile makes some tea. Dr. Jagjit Singh Chauhan has now fought for his vision of Khalistan for a quarter of a century. A venerable politician, he's achieved something no other Sikh leader has over the past 10 years. He's survived.
Nova Scotia to Alaska.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time.
This is that Japanese.
As one of the founding fathers of the Khalistan movement, Chauhan remains steadfast in his commitment to the cause.
I started really believing in 1969. At that time I was the finance minister of Punjab. And as finance minister I could see how Punjab was being robbed by the central government and how the people of Punjab were being cheated at every moment by the central government. I realized only in 1969. And I started this movement at that moment. I said, this is the only way. We are fighting for an ideology and a philosophy. That is the Khalsa philosophy. Universal brotherhood of mankind, equality of mankind, for this protection of the environment, for a beautiful world, for peace, and for a very prosperous life of the people, happy people. I am not power hungry. I will not. I have seen it. It is nothing, it makes you weak. But if you are doing something selflessly, it makes you strong. I am very strong now, you know, because my inner soul tells me I am fighting for a cause and a very good cause. I could live all these 25 years without home, without passport, without money.
Being any kind of leader in such turbulent times is a challenge for anyone. But for those of vision, the prize will always be there, and the road will never be too long. At this South London theatre, a troupe of young Sikhs are rehearsing a play to coincide with the 10th anniversary of Operation Blue Star.
I could say the same about you, you know, Devi.
Why don't you take the car off? We might not be so lucky next time.
Don't you like it?
I'm just a bit concerned. This is no place or time for sporting around. I get a say in this
The
matter.
play is highly
Stand firm
politicized.
with me.
Containers with labels upon them. All it does is helps rulers to prosper.
I've listened and I've thought. I've thought and I've listened, and now I'm telling you. I'm going to take up my steel weapons and fight for good and retribution in this world.
It's a well-established pattern that if Sikhs are well off, they do share with the community, and they want.
And the Sikhs have contributed a lot to mainstream culture, and that has been.
Sikh religion is not very different from.
The play sparks debate well into the night.
And look after people, those who are ill. You go other people, and basically we shouldn't really think that we are different.
It's a Canadian Sikh, immensely wealthy. He sold everything he had and he gave it to some charity. I can't.
Questions and answers, speculation, cynicism and celebration. The stuff a living religion is made of, a rich harvest of ideas that once again confirms the ultimate importance of dialogue.
It should be opened up.
And they're what we now class as human rights, and they were recognised by the Sikhs 500 years ago. The realisation of himself to live with other people on a humane basis and respect their differences, and that's where things have gone wrong, because Sikhs' differences are not being respected, or they feel they're not being respected. And you know, you have to recognise that from both sides. We as Sikhs say all the time, tolerance, understanding.
As we approach the new millennium, many challenges will lie in the path of world Sikhism. But one thing seems certain: today's young Sikhs will continue to defend the faith and keep alive the shining vision of Guru Nanak.